Awesome. All right. So, hey, certified partners, it's Jillian Kendrick here with Michael Hunter. He is the owner and creator of Spiffy. And if you're not familiar with Spiffy, Spiffy it's super cool. It's a really awesome way to display your Keap order forms using the Keap order form links that you already know and love and use, but to make them look really, really nice, to make them, you could nearly create like landing pages and do all sorts of other really cool stuff. So if you're not familiar with Spiffy, this is your opportunity to get to know it a little better and see if it could be of good use to you or one of your clients. I know our clients use it and love it. And Michael was telling me the other day that he's got some new stuff coming out for Spiffy. And I was like, hey, rather than this just be an A and B conversation, let's let other certified partners know what's going on. So Michael, I would love for you to share a little bit about who you are, why you created Spiffy, give us a little background history, and then let us know what's new.
Awesome. Yeah, super excited to share some really cool stuff we've been working on for the past couple of years. So I've been in the Infusionsoft Keap ecosystem since 2010. I was a Keap partner back in the day. I had a short stint working at Keap back when it was Infusionsoft. So if I keep mixing those up, I apologize. Old habits die hard over here. But like right when they were doing all of their raises and prepping to go public, back in the day, that's where I was actually an employee at Keap for a little bit, and ended up going back and just being a partner and implementing marketing campaigns for authors, speakers, coaches, personal brands, thought leaders. That was kind of the niche that I developed, and I used all of the software out there. And obviously, Keap was the best solution on the market for that use case, and that's why really focused on the Keap ecosystem, and realized that all the other solutions out there were making it too difficult to take payments. The e-commerce platform within Keap has always been there, but users were demanding more out of it. And so we kind of took initiative to create an app for Keap and make the native Keap order forms better. So that product was basically just an app in the Keap marketplace for the Keap Max Classic product. That was really the only product back in the day. Obviously, they've rolled out the actual Keap product and then the different tiers of that. And so for the past couple of years, we've really developed a standalone product that works with any type of CRM platform, but it works with Keap, Keap Pro, and all the different levels of Keap, the Keap Max Classic too. And so we've been working on some really cool stuff, and I'm excited to kind of show you guys a little bit more about that. So everything that has gone into building this product has been from being a practitioner in this space, in the trenches, in the weeds, implementing some of the biggest marketing campaigns in the personal development, entrepreneurship, thought leader industry. My business partner, Jeremy, and I, who built Spiffy, we actually ran Brendan Burchard's company for 2 full years and filled all of his live events, did his online marketing promotions. And so we've worked with everyone from people just getting started all the way up to household names. And regardless of where you are, we just realized it was way too difficult to figure out, how do I take a dang credit card payment through our website? So that's really the mission and the vision of what we've the driving force behind what we've created is, it's 2021, and as a small business owner, a freelancer, or solopreneur, it's way too difficult to figure out, how do I take a payment through my website? How do I do payment plans? How do I do one-click upsells and subscriptions and offer bumps, and how do I tag and get all the data back to my CRM? It's just those shouldn't be problems in 2021. So that's kind of the backstory and the genesis, and kind of how we got started.
That's awesome, Michael. And I think you brought up a really good point that you have it in Keap, you run the payment in Keap, and then all of that information goes into Keap. I can't tell you how many times I've seen questions from certified partners, questions in the open user group or the other Facebook groups about people saying I can't process a credit card in ClickFunnels or Stripe or Shopify or somewhere else and then push that credit card information into Keap, right? Like we know that we can't do that, or now you know if you didn't know before, but we can't process a credit card somewhere else and then push that credit card information into Keap. It's just not possible anymore, for legal reasons or compliance reasons or whatever. But when you use something like Spiffy, that's like, it's almost like this teeter totter of like partially native, partially integrated. It's sort of this nice balance between the two, but you're processing and running the credit card information in Keap, so it's all in one place. So then if you want to do those upsells, or then if you want to convert that like first time payment into a subscription, or run an action, or do something else, like you have that ability to do it. If you're running credit cards through through Stripe or somewhere else, you can't do that.
Yeah. And I guess the distinction there is that's for our Keap Max Classic product. And so if you're using Keap Max Classic, that's been the competitive advantage of using our Spiffy for Infusionsoft product or Spiffy for Keap product, is that it just overlays right on top of the Keap Max Classic native order forms. So all the credit card information's in, and there you're not leveraging an API integration. All of the native Keap affiliate tracking for the Keap Max Classic product works. And so it's really just been the best in class solution. And all the power users that use Keap Max Classic use Spiffy. Combined between our two different products, including like our new product and the original Keap Max Classic product, we're processing between $500 and $600 million worth of sales through our platform. And so again, I'm not saying that to like try to impress anybody, but it's just, we got started in the Infusionsoft community, and anybody that's a player using Keap Max Classic is most likely using our software, just because it's easy to use, it's easy to get set up. And even though that's the go-to solution for Keap Max Classic, if you're using the other Keap products, you don't have the e-commerce capabilities, and there are some order forms, but they're quite limited on what they can do when it comes to quantities and offer bumps and upsells and taxes and affiliate tracking if you don't have Keap Max Classic. So that's really was the problem that we were looking to solve, because there's a bigger problem not just within the Keap world, but in the world at large. It's like whether you're using Keap or any other tool, or maybe you're working with a client that isn't ready for a CRM. They're just kind of want to get an offer up and out there into the world. There's not a great way to take payments through your website. Stripe's a great tool. We integrate with Stripe. PayPal's a great tool. We integrate with PayPal, but you don't want to have, a dorky, super bland, plain Stripe form on your website, or you don't want to have PayPal buttons all over your website. You want to have a nice mobile optimized branded checkout experience where you can implement best practices without having to know code. And so that's really where our new product, Spiffy Checkouts, comes into play, and where I'm really excited to share with you guys some really cutting edge stuff that we've been working on, and that's actually going to come out next week. So
that's awesome.
Inside scoop.
That's so cool. Yeah, if you want to share your screen, I'm sure we'd all love to see what you got going on.
Cool. I am sharing my screen now. So just to clarify, this has been our website, gospiffy.com, and for our, Spiffy for Infusionsoft product. We haven't done the entire rebrand over to Keap yet. We've got tons of content out there. It take a while, and it hasn't quite been a priority yet. But we have two different products. We have our Spiffy for Infusionsoft product that's for Keap Max Classic, and then we also have our new Spiffy Checkouts product that integrates directly with Stripe and PayPal. We send all of the sales data back to Keap, all different levels of Keap, and so you still have paid invoices or paid order records within Keap as well with the new product. So this is what I'm really excited to show you guys. On the Spiffy for Infusionsoft side, we can only do so much because we can't control the underlying code for Keap Max Classic product, right? So we're just kind of overlaying it and more or less hacking the order form to do things that's not supposed to do. And we've been very creative with what we can do, but we don't have full control over that product. So we built our own platform where we have full control over the back end, the front end, user experience, and really having the ability to implement, to build features that bring Amazon best practices to small businesses. So our new website is spiffy.co. And If you guys have any questions or want more information, you can always come over to the website. I'm going to fly through some information really quickly today. So it's going to be a super, super high level overview. If you see anything that piques your interest, or if you have any questions, you can also just come over to this demo button and drop a demo on the calendar. It's a little secret, but for the next couple months, if you book a live demo, you'll talk directly with me. And so if you have any questions for me specifically, that's the best way to get a hold of me, is to just drop a demo time on the calendar, and we can talk about a specific use case and fly through any information you want. So for payment processing, again, we integrate with Stripe for credit card processing. We have a PayPal integration, and we have Apple Pay. The cool thing about how we integrate with PayPal specifically as well is out of the gates, all of our customers are automatically approved for reference transactions. So there's no jumping through hoops. Automatically, when you set up a Spiffy account, integrate your business PayPal account, you can do subscriptions, one-click upsells, payment plans, obviously one-time payments through PayPal without any extra work, which is really, really cool. We also enable Apple Pay on our hosted checkout forms. Anytime, any situation where Apple Pay is supported, we have that built in as well. So this is the Spiffy dashboard. First things when you hop in, connect Stripe and PayPal, integrations, connect your Keap account, enable sales sync. That just means that you're passing the sales data back to Keap, and then you create your first checkout. We have a really simple 5-step process. This first step is just the internal name. So you can put whatever information you want in here that you might not want a customer to see. Only you see this. You can clean up the URL a little bit to be whatever you want it to be. Choose whether you're setting up a standard or a subscription checkout. You can always change it later once you're in our editor. And then you can name the offer. Enter a short description. You can upload an image. I'll skip this for right now. So sometimes like you're in a situation where you're on the phone with a client and you close a package and maybe you're kind of tweaking the package a little bit for the customer. So you're charging a little bit more than your standard offering. And that was like my most frustrating thing as a consultant or back when we were running our marketing agency, was like having a hot prospect on the phone ready to give you payment. And you're like, hey, hold on. I'll send you a link via email. You hang up the phone, you go into your, whatever system you're using to collect payment. You have to create a product, you have to create an order form, you have to, spruce it up with some content, and you have to send it to them. And, 30 minutes goes by, you send them the link, they're off doing something else. And you have to hound down the prospect that was just so excited to give you your credit card information. So we want to make this super, super simple. So you could set up a checkout page in 20 seconds and be ready to take payment. So this checkout page right here is ready to take payment. All the information would get passed back over to Keap. And again, this is a very basic form, but this is ready to take payment in just those, very simple 5 steps.
So so we don't have to connect it to a specific product inside of Keap, but how would it display once it's in Keap?
Great question. So we just do all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. So we actually create a product when the first payment goes through. So when the first customer checks out through this form, we'll actually create a product and Keap with the name of the offer. So personal brand course will be automatically created. We have this kind of loose search through the API. So if you have a product, so if you create, I guess we would need to create the first one, but let's just say that you create another checkout for the same product. As long as the offer is still just personal brand course, spelled the same way, we'll search that and we'll, recognize it, if that makes sense. So we don't always create it, but it will typically, if you name it something different, it will create a new product and Keap. We're really solving for simple and just make it super easy for you to take payments through your checkout. So again, that's just to get a basic checkout up. Now we have our checkout visual editor. So in here, I can do things like remove the billing address field, which you can't do in Keap Max Classic. I can even remove first name, last name, just to have a very simple stripped down form. So if you're sending an offer to existing clients and customers, whether it's through email or if you're just taking payment over the phone, you can have a super simple checkout that just requires email address and credit card phone number. So you're on the phone with your customer, you already know their email address most likely, and you just take their credit card number. You don't have to ask them for a bunch of information.
That's killer.
We make it super simple to add custom fields. So with our Keap Max Classic product, it's possible to add custom fields to Keap Max Classic, but it's technical. You have to use our code snippets, and you have to, do a whole bunch of, slightly technical work. We have tutorials that you can follow, and we make it as easy as possible, but it's still technical and intimidating for some folks. So here, I want to add a custom field. We have all these different inputs. So we have the ability for you just to add a basic custom field. We have what are called integration custom fields. I normally don't go this deep, but since we're all deep into the Keap ecosystem, having a little bit elevated conversation here, but we have these things called integration fields where we actually pull in all of your custom contact fields through the API, and you can just map this custom field on the Spiffy checkout right to the custom field in Keap. So you don't have to jump between systems. I mean, obviously the custom field needs to be in Keap, but you just select it right there. So now this spouse name field will just map to your spouse name custom field in Keap, all with just a couple clicks.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Make it easy to add payment plans, subscriptions, product options. Product options are pretty sweet. We have the ability to add price modifiers to product options. Have a few different design layouts and things of that nature. So obviously, the world of COVID, don't know how much longer it's going to last, but live events seem to be coming back. TNC was just a few days ago, but maybe you're doing a live event, so you can have general seating, and I can add a single pay option where that's like included in the $9.97, so that's $0. But we have premium, and maybe that's an additional $3.95, $3.97, whatever it is. And then we have VIP, which is another $1,000. Hit save. And so now I have options on my checkout. Obviously, we'd want general selected by default. Now if the customer comes to the page and selects premium or VIP, it would change the price. The other cool thing about this is that for each of these options, you can also run automations based on how people interact with the checkout. So for premium, I can tag them as a premium seat in Keap by adding a tag to that option when it's selected. And then same thing with VIP. If they choose a VIP option, I want to tag them as a VIP. So add a tag. Obviously, the VIP tag would need to be created in Keap first. But that is option level integrations.
And I just want to point out too, Michael, that we still do this for some clients, even clients that are on like Spiffy Max Classic, where every time we run a live event, for every version of that event, for every different seating type or ticket type, and if they get some kind of a discount for like being a member of another program or something, every single one of those has had to be a product. Now there's some exceptions to that, and there's some other stuff that we've done, but this kind of eliminates all of that, which is amazing. Like this is gonna take down our workload by like hours upon hours. This is awesome.
Yeah, totally. So again, we do have the ability to do payment plans and subscriptions too. And then same thing with like payment plans or subscriptions. When you have different subscription options like a monthly and an annual option, you can also tag differently based off of whether they choose the monthly or the annual option. So options, we kind of have options, technically built in a way where they could be options for the product, they could be subscription plan options, or they could be payment plan options, and you have the ability to tag based on how they interact with the form. So you can get super nerdy with it, and not only just tag, but run any type of integration action. So I don't know if you saw in here, but you add automation. We also have a Zapier integration. We also have a direct Kajabi, Thinkific, and Memberful, I believe. One other one, I can't remember what the limit is, sorry. But we have Zapier with custom webhooks too. So if you're a little bit more technical and you have another software that you're using, you can build out a custom webhook. So you can run any type of integration action. So for the live event use case that we've kind of been going with here, you can actually zap all your VIP customers to a Google spreadsheet. So you just have a list of all your VIPs and a list of all your premiums. So it just, like you said, cuts down your workload substantially by being able to automate all of this stuff versus having to manually reconcile everything. So that's like the super nitty gritty nerdy stuff. Maybe you just want a simple checkout, and regardless of what they choose, like you don't need them to be tagged differently, just the same process. So we have checkout level purchase automations. So this automations tab here, it will show everything that is connected to options too. But maybe you just want a simple, hey, this is a customer tag now, so I can add a customer tag. Just for if they buy through this checkout, everyone gets this tag type of a thing. There's a lot more nuance and things like that. A lot of really cool features that I can demo. We have a name your price feature, donate, kind of preset donate buttons. So you literally can add a field here where your customer can set the price. So if you're invoicing customers, you could send everyone to a single checkout, maybe have a custom field for invoice number, invoice ID, and then just a field so they can type in the amount that they owe you. Lots of creative things that you can do. The other big features are our design tabs. So you can kind of change the colors of the page to look however you want. You can brand the checkout by adding a logo. And then the most important thing is that you can actually embed this checkout into your website. So that's one of the big limitations and the biggest things people were asking for the Keap Max Classic order forms for years was the ability to brand it, because you still have the Keap or the Infusionsoft URL at the top. And most people, they don't notice. And with Spiffy, you can design that page to look like your website, which makes it less jarring to get to the Keap Max Classic order form. But with the new version of Spiffy checkouts, you can embed this checkout right into your own website. So here's an example. This example specifically was built in lead pages, but you could use the Keap landing page builder. You could work WordPress, Squarespace, lead pages, ClickFunnels, whatever page builder you're using for your clients, you can embed the Spiffy checkout right into that page. So this is a very simple checkout where we have a payment plan, we have an offer bump, and we have a product image. So you can use whatever page builder you're used to using, and then just embed Spiffy into that page for the payment piece. So any content you want to add, use your page builder. You add buttons with a page builder, and then we also have the ability to embed as a pop-up. So this purchase now button can pop up a form right on your website as well. So there's a couple different options there. We make it really easy to add one-click upsells, so you can actually add multiple one-click upsells. We have a very simple mobile optimized layout to increase conversions. So you can see here, these two buttons, no matter how I scroll, they kind of stay fixed to the bottom of the screen. So on mobile, the yes, add to my order, or no, don't add to my order buttons are fixed to the bottom of the screen. Everything that we do is mobile first, designed for mobile responsive, just cutting edge, speed, all that stuff. We also have the ability to do custom one-click upsell pages. So I don't have this ready to demo or to show you really quick, but basically you can use any landing page builder, and you can have the yes, add to my order button just link to the accept URL, and then have the no thanks, not now text or button link to the decline URL. So you can have full control over having the entire checkout experience branded on your own domain name and never having to leave your website. That's like the customer experience feel and like what people would experience. Obviously, Spiffy is running all the things in the background. So this is what a basic hosted version checkout of our website looks like. So this is not embedding it. This is just branding it and using all of our features. This is another option with like a payment plan and an offer bump. And then you guys kind of saw what it looks like a little bit here, embedding it. So that is where the product is today. We do have some really cool billing automation features. So if you're familiar with Keap Max Classic and all the billing automation features there, we have all of those same triggers and a few more built into Spiffy. So if you're doing anything with subscriptions or payment plans, under our automations tab, you have all these different billing related events. You don't need to set up all of these. These are just tools in your tool belt. So for payment, like when a payment fails, when a card's expiring, when a card expires, when a subscription goes into canceling or unpaid status, or a payment plan goes unpaid, all these different scenarios, you have the ability to run the same types of integration actions. So you can set up a campaign in Keap for failed payment follow-up campaign. You have all of your emails in there, and it's triggered by a start failed payment tag. And all of those emails, you would send out, copy that says, hey, recent payment failed, click here to update your billing information, and you would link to our customer portal. So we have a whole secure customer portal where people can update their billing information, see when their next payment's due, and just manage their subscription versus, and the nice thing about this too is when they update their card, you have the ability, by default, it will automatically charge the balance on file. Where in Keap Max Classic, people to update their card, you'd have to go in and manually process that payment. So
Yeah.
just eliminate, this version of Spiffy is we're just really looking at taking payments, managing subscriptions, managing payment plans, and just making everyone's life a lot more easy. So that is where the product is today. I don't know if you have any questions for me, but excited to show you what's like a big feature that we've been working on that's coming out next week. So this is not public information, sharing it here with you guys first, but we can kind of just take a little pause here, and if you have any questions or if there's anything that I glossed over or something that didn't make sense, we can kind of loop back on something before I dive into that.
So I'm always curious about upsells, because there's like, I would just love to look at that again, because there's some there's limitations with a lot of software. Like, this is not just Keap specific. There's limitations on that. So I would love to see just like how that works, and can you do multiple, or can you do an upsell, and if they don't take it, you can do a downsell. Like, always feel like when it comes to software, sometimes there's like a marketing disconnect with the software that gets built, and other times, they're just, what I mean. So I would love to just look at that again. And then secondarily, for my own edification and selfishly, because we're looking at this for a client, I would love to see the donation stuff too.
Cool. I mean, you and I did not talk about the new stuff we're working on, but you set me up perfectly. Yeah. Like, I don't like, we're sharing brainwaves here or something.
We got this. Yeah.
we got this. So I'll jump to kind of sharing what's coming out next week, because it perfectly speaks to what you just asked about around upsells. And then we'll jump back to donations, show the preset donation buttons, and then talk about like the name your own price tool or name your own amount tool for a donation. So this is, again, not public information yet. A little bit of a sneak peek. This is on our staging server. We're in the final stages of testing, but on checkouts, when you're in our editor, next week, there's going to be a new option here called flows. And we have a little bit of a campaign builder style flow, checkout flow mapping tool that is going to allow you to have a lot more flexibility and build logic between upsell steps. So just to jump back really quickly to what's available currently right now in the app, you can build a checkout flow, but it's kind of like a dumb checkout flow, if that makes sense. Like, everyone just goes through the same steps, the same process. We do have one-click upgrades on subscriptions. So there is a little bit of a feature where you can build in some logic based off of what they choose on the checkout page, where you can sell a monthly and then upgrade to an annual on an upsell. So there's some cool features currently in the app. But where the vision for what we've created is, we would geek out and build all this logic between upsell sets, but it's all custom coded. And most people couldn't afford, or to spend $10,000 setting up a checkout process. Most small business owners, it just didn't make sense. They're like, okay, how can we democratize Amazon best practices for small business and make it so that a non-technical person, a retired CEO that wants to help startups, or a mommy blogger, or a young college student that doesn't need to know code, and even people that know code, they don't want to be spending their time, dinking around setting up logic. They just want to click, get it done, and focus on, bigger picture stuff. So this is what's coming out next week. Basically, you can see your entire checkout flow, and each upsell, you can kind of map. If they take this offer, then I want them to go to upsell 2. If they don't take this offer, then we want them to go to a downsell, or maybe it's the same offer just with different messaging. And then, if they do take that, we want to see if they want to upgrade to small group coaching, or like whatever your next offer is. But if they don't take the first upsell and they don't take the downsell, then we're just going to take them to a thank you page. And so you can really get very creative with all the different messaging, offers, and everything that you want throughout this entire process, and just make it really simple to add different upsells and connect different things. So this is the first version of the editor, and right now all the logic is just through the upsell portion, but where we're moving with this is also building out the ability to I guess have logic impact based on how the option they choose on the checkout. And then next step would be having pre-checkout steps that, depending on what they input or different field values or something, can impact what checkout experience that they go through. So yeah, this is we just made it like really simple to not create like a spaghetti web for the stuff. So it's like free form enough just so you can get everything set up, but you can't, there's some guardrails on it to where it keeps it nice and simple. So as you can see here, we have a bunch of different thank you pages. And so that's like one of, I think, the easiest things to do, especially if you're just starting out or implementing something for a client, is just like take them to a different thank you page and have a different welcome message or a different next step message based off of what they purchased. So you can do some, very simple but impactful things, or you can do stuff that's a little bit, more advanced.
That's amazing. This is so cool. I cannot wait till next week to dive into this. This is great.
Yeah. And we're just getting started with this. We've designed this in a way where, you'll be able to do split tests in here. So you could have two different, this split test won't be coming out next week. This will be like super clear, but we've laid the foundation and we've built the architecture for it to where we can add more options and functionality to this process, where you can see reporting overlaid on this. You can, like on this little node here, I could, I want to split test traffic 50-50 or 90-30 or 90-10, 70-30 to two different offers and just like see what converts better. So there's going to be a lot more features and functionality coming out. This is just the beginning.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, we will jump over. Oh, I guess one other cool thing that I didn't really focus on is that you can see your entire flow here, and then you can just jump right to edit that page. All this works with custom upsell pages too. So you can have everything built on your own website, have control over the look and feel of the entire checkout process, and then just control the logic from flows, which is really cool. One other quick feature that I think we kind of glossed over, but we can also, for subscriptions specifically, we can have options on a one-click upsell. So you could actually upsell a monthly or an annual option where they would have to, they could choose what plan they want and then do a one-click upsell, which is pretty unique. Okay, let's loop back on the donation buttons really quick, and then can handle a couple more questions and go from there. So basically, the way that so we have a custom pricing field. So this is really where you would set up the donation amounts. So you could set it up a couple different ways, but if you wanted the ability to have the other button where they could click other and have a manual input to type in their own amount, then you would want to use the custom pricing options here, donation type options. If you don't really care to have the manual input field, then you could also just do what I did earlier with the options for the different seat types. And you could just, set up a bunch of different preset buttons, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 75, 100. And then we have different layouts to get it to look the way that you want. So there's a couple different ways to do it, but this way is really meant for the donation. So I can pop in here and add, option 3, add a price modifier, single pay for $200. Hit save. And you see how it added to the end of it, but obviously I don't want that to be at the end of it. I want it to be right next to option 2. So all these are like drag and droppable. You can choose what order they go in. Same thing with payment plans. You can choose which one's selected by default, what order they show up in. So if you have an offer that is like a 3-month program, you can actually have it positioned as a 3-month program with a pay in full discount. So you can do some interesting things like that. So I'm gonna hit publish on this. Oh, payment plan had a deposit that exceeds the total price of items. We don't want that, so we are going to take out the deposit. You can do deposits with payment plans, by the way. Here, publish.
That's cool. I like that too with the donations, because you could set it up almost like it's 2 columns, where column 1 is like one-time donations and column 2 is like recurring monthly or annual donations that kick off subscriptions. So you can have, $25 one time, $25 a month, $100 one time, $100 annually. And you can kind of like almost build a stack of donation options. I love that.
Totally. That's so awesome that you picked up on that. Yeah. Absolutely. And then here, I can kind of show you what that looks like really quick. Side by side, you can choose the width settings. So, but based off that example that you just talked about, option one is a price modifier for a single pay, $25. Option two is a price modifier for a subscription for $25 a month, and hit save. So yeah, you could have those options right next to each other like that. Coming back here, so we have these donation buttons, and I have the default price over here. Like there's a product in there for $1,000, but you can see as I select different options here, it changes the price, and I can click other, and you can set whatever default amount that you want in here. We have it set to $97 by default. You could have it set to 0. You can change that in the settings, but feeling gracious, want to donate $1,000. So as you type in the amount, it automatically changes the price. The other cool thing is that payment plans, you can actually choose what items are included in the payment plan. So I can actually have the custom pricing tool be factored into like that, the custom pricing field be calculated into the payment plan as well. So I'm going to rearrange this. Again, this is all visual, so I can put this, in whatever order I want. I could even bring the offer bump up here. If I wanted to have the offer bump included in the payment plan, I could do that too. So over here, included checkout items, I want the offer bump, the add-on offer, to be included in the payment plan as well. So now I'm going to hit publish on this really quick. Go back to the checkout, refresh. And now take the $200 donation, add the offer bumps. My total is $12.97. And you can see down here, the payment plan changes based off of what I input. And so you can choose whether or not different aspects and options of the checkout are included in the payment plan or not. So lots of cool things.
And that offer bump for when you're talking about donations, like what I've seen a lot is people will have like you have a radio button that says like, I want to cover the fees, and it's like a $5 thing. And so that can be your order bump of like, I want to donate, $1,000 right now, but I also want to cover the fees. And when you click that checkbox, it converts it to $1,005 or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's super cool. That's a great idea.
I have a question though. When you hit other and you're going to type in the amount that you want to donate, can I change? Yeah. Where it says name your price, can I change that verbiage?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see here. What does this say?
Yeah, something like that.
So that just adds a field here. So I don't think that we do have, let's see here. Yep, here you go. Bam. Name your price. Awesome. So just here, donate custom amount or whatever you want to say, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Good question. I don't think I've ever been asked that before.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. So yeah, so now just hit refresh. Should pop up now. Yeah, donate custom amount.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's awesome. I know our clients really appreciate not only the branding perspective, but when you talk about branding, those little details, just for some clients, they couldn't care less. Other clients, that stuff is just so, so important. So being able to like customize that verbiage is really awesome.
Absolutely. And then if it wasn't obvious, these are still considered options. So if you wanted to tag differently or process a zapped webhook or custom webhook based off what's selected, again, you have all those same options too with the donate buttons too. So that is that's kind of all of it as regarded to checkouts specifically. I don't want to get too long-winded here, but we do have a lot of stats. That was one thing that we were really like frustrated with a lot of other systems is just, either you're using multiple tools to get basic stats or just like the reporting wasn't where it needed to be or was delayed too much or, it's 2021. You shouldn't have to like go digging for your conversion rate or your churn rate or, how many new sales you made on a specific day through a specific checkout. So we have account level stats. We also have checkout level stats for each checkout. And we spoon feed you all of the basic information. We spoon feed you your upsell performance, subscription performance, payment plan performance. So you can see all of your stats. We also have subscription level stats and analytics. So maybe you're selling the same subscription product, different plans across different checkouts, or you have a checkout for your Facebook ads and a checkout for your YouTube ads and a checkout for your website and a checkout for your funnel, your evergreen. So you have different checkouts just so you can track the effectiveness of different things. So you're still selling the same subscriptions, but here you can see the performance of your subscription no matter where it was sold. And so you have a lot of different options here where you can see at a bird's eye view how many people are subscribed to this plan, what's my monthly recurring revenue from this specific plan, what's the average subscription length of this plan. And then you can also dive in deeper to growth, retention stats. So there's just, reporting is not quite where we want it to be yet, but we do make it just super easy, just like the finger on the pulse of your business stuff, just to spoon feed you that. And then we also have these different sales reports here where orders, customers, subscriptions, payment plans, and payments. I go to subscriptions. Maybe I ran a promotion at the beginning of this year. So I want to filter based off of subscribe date. So January promotion, we did a first 2 weeks of January promotion for our subscription, hypothetically. And I also want to see maybe a specific promo code or status. So I can overlay people. So maybe I want to see who signed up for our subscription in January and has canceled since then. And because I want to do a re-engagement campaign or retarget them with some Facebook ads to get them back re-engaged because we have a new feature or whatever the circumstances. So you can layer these filters and I can export all of my sales data to a CSV file. So if we spoon feed you basic information. If you want to do more geeky analytics with all of your data, you can use our built-in filters to segment your customer list, or you can just export all of your subscription data into a CSV file. So our core, one other huge distinction between us and other systems is that how we integrate with Stripe is completely different than any other platform. We get obviously compared to Samcart, ClickFunnels, using Keap's, kind of billing features, and all other solutions, not just those three, but all other solutions. When you create a subscription in their platform, that platform owns the billing cycle. So if you ever wanted to stop using Samcart or stop using ClickFunnels, they kind of have you hostage because all of your subscriptions live in that system. We create the subscription in Stripe. So we don't hold you hostage. We create the subscription in Stripe. Another tool that does that, that operates similarly is Kajabi. You can absolutely use Kajabi checkout pages. Kajabi is a wonderful platform, but if you're doing subscriptions, they own your billing cycle. So those are things that we were frustrated about with our clients when we were implementing big campaigns. And that's what's influenced how we built Spiffy. We believe it's your business, your customers, your revenue, your subscriptions, your data, and we don't hold any of it hostage. We want to earn your business by creating a world-class product, not make you feel like you can't move because you've built your company on our software. And so that's just kind of our core philosophy and kind of how we think about things. And again, I know I threw a ton of information at you all on this. If you guys have any questions, definitely go to spiffy.co, go to demo, schedule a demo. For the next couple of weeks, I'll be doing all of the live demos personally, so we can have a direct conversation. We can dive in deeper into anything that you saw here today. There's also a lot more to cover than what we have time here today, but happy to answer any final questions, Jillian, if you have anything else.
That's it. I just want to make sure everybody knows how they can get a hold of you, but I think you answered it for demos.
Yeah, if you have a quick question, you can just email support@spiffy.co. So our customer support reps are former Keap advanced support reps. So they know Keap inside out, backwards and forwards. They know our platform inside out, backwards and forwards. You can also, tag me in the Facebook group post @MichaelR.Hunter. I'm active in, I'm active/reachable in any of the Keap, user groups, in Greg's Monkey Pod group. Always here to help answer any questions. and help point you in the right direction. I'll be the first to tell you if Spiffy is the right tool for you, and I'll be the first to tell you if Spiffy is not the right tool for you. So if you or any of your clients, you're kind of trying to figure out what is the best solution for your business. I've been deep into the e-commerce game for quite a long time now, and I just love helping people make money online, and whether that's with Spiffy or without Spiffy, I'm here to help.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. This was huge for me to get to see what's coming up and what's coming through the pipeline for you guys, and just how we can apply it to the clients that we're working with, and hopefully other certified partners, whether they're aware of Spiffy now and they've gotten some good information from this video, or if they're not aware of Spiffy, well, now they are, and hopefully people can set up a demo with you if they need more info.
Awesome. Jillian, thanks so much for chatting with you. It's good seeing you again. I appreciate you asking good questions and helping dig in and helping us kind of get the word out about what we're doing. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. See you.
Bye, guys.